Hey, hey, everybody. It's telling me my internet's down. So, hey, I guess I'm on. So that's so weird. Hey, today we're talking about, see, it happened in a flash. There you go. We are talking an absolute flash today here on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
I talk first. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. My screen is blanked out, so I think I can see Mike, sort of, but hey, technical difficulties, but hey, welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Steven Buster, along with the one, the only, the most illustrious man himself, Mr. Comic Book Man, who we're really going to need today, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land. I see you. I don't know why you don't see you.
Yeah, it's got this reconnecting thing on it, so I may have to come in and come out here in a little bit to see. So that's okay.
Every time I do that, it causes trouble.
I know, right? Wah, wah.
No kidding.
Kind of a thing. All right, but that's okay. So, hey, everybody, if you see us, please head to the comments and say, hey, I see you. Welcome. I'm going to put welcome to the show to everybody. Welcome to the show. Right? And that's okay. That's kind of weird. So, let me add you the scene. Let's see. I'll get you. Hang on a second. Oh, I can't make any adjustments because it's in the phase I'm in.
Did you delete me?
Nope. I did not, but I tried to add you back again.
I'm added. Now I'm readjusting it.
Perfect. All right, there you go.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
There we go. Cool beans. All right.
Now I just messed something up. Hold on.
That's all right. So everybody, hey, as you're seeing things happen in real time with technical difficulties and how we do that. So we're just having a grand old time. So yeah, Brenda goes, Michael disappeared.
It's magic.
And she goes, okay, I see you both again. Okay, great.
All right.
So it's one of those days. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go out and come back in. I'm just going to refresh my screen here real quick, everybody.
All right.
And so, Mike, what do you have? I'll let you talk about what we've got on the docket for today.
All right. You go ahead and do your thing.
I'm a reload.
Today we're going to be talking about Absolute Flash. Absolute Flash is one of the new comics within the Absolute DC Absolute Universe. See if I can get some technical information about this. There we go. Steven's back.
I'm back. I see everybody and stuff. That was weird.
The book is by Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles. And we are going to do a deep dive into this like we did last week with Absolute Batman.
Yes. Ouch. And I enjoyed Absolute Batman. I'm glad I didn't know for sure. And everybody, this is going to be an interesting show because Mike is the big Flash fan, and golly gee, do I have questions. Golly Wally, I have questions. So
I don't know how many questions I'm going to be able to answer about Absolute Flash, though.
Okay.
You and I are learning this together.
Yes.
I do have knowledge of Wally West and Barry Allen and some of Jay Garrick. However, I learned some Wally West facts today that I didn't know in doing the show notes for today's episode.
Yeah.
So, but we can get into that.
All right. Sounds good. I look forward to it. Well, we want to go ahead and head into our geeky news?
Sure.
Okay, let's do this. All right, geeky news, everybody. So, as some of you know, Mike and I are huge Star Wars fans. Love Star Wars, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but lo and behold, there was an announcement this week. Some of you may already know. Here, let me get it up real quick.
Oh man, I just had a thought.
What's that?
Well, we will be doing our 6th Star Wars podcast day as of February 7th. February 7th is Star Wars podcast day, and we will be participating for the 6th year in a row. And since this was brought out, since this trailer came out of Maul Shadow Lord, maybe we should do a Maul centric episode.
What a splendorific idea.
Yeah. We've been struggling with an idea of what we're going to do for it, but
yeah,
all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, hey, wait a minute. We could do a Maul-centric thing. So.
Is Maul one of your favorite villains?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Darth Vader is the ultimate villain, of course, in Star Wars, you know. But, man, I love the look. I've always been fascinated with the look of Maul, his use of acrobatics, you know, kind of, you know, the more karate style acrobats that he uses, you know, when fight style. And I love all of that. Oh, and the dual lightsaber. How can that not be cool? You know?
Oh, it's just incredibly cool. Yeah. And so I didn't know how I would feel about this, because you know how I am about villains and then persona, you know, goods, but maybe I'm getting, you know, maybe
I don't think they're making Maul out to be a good guy in this.
No, not at all. But I was, the trailer was incredible. The animation was phenomenal. Sam Witwer coming back to the voice, and the way they did the voice this time, there's something about it. What they've done to it from an audio standpoint is just phenomenal. I don't know what it is, but it's really good. Or Sam Witwer's just getting old.
I think he's a little younger than us.
I think. What did you think of the trailer?
I loved it. Oh my gosh! It like you said, it looked incredible. And I haven't been really super excited about too much stuff Star Wars, you know, Disney Star Wars has been releasing lately. You know, they you know, we get some things and I'm like, okay, all right. And I just haven't been really excited. This one excites me.
Okay.
I actually get that feeling I used to get with Star Wars when we'd hear a Star Wars announcement back in the day. You know, it's like, oh, yes. And and the fact is Maul, that's like icing on the cake right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some of it I was like, you know, some of the trailer, anything with Maul in it, I was like,
keep talking. I got something to show.
Okay, cool. And then also with, I really, some of it was like, well, it's got a Rebels feel to it. With some of the characters, looks like they're going to introduce one. Looks like it's a young Jedi, and they're just kind of on the run. It's like, is this our life now? And I thought, well, that sounds like Rebels a little bit. But I'm interested in seeing this. I was debating whether or not to keep my Disney Plus subscription, because I'm paying a chunk of money for it now that they've merged with Hulu and got rid of Hulu and stuff. So, okay, let me pull that up on a bigger screen here, and then.
So I have my Coca-Cola Darth Maul collectible can.
Oh, cool.
These came out last summer. They had different characters on it. I have an Emperor one too that I think is really cool looking.
Okay.
And I only saved the Maul and the Emperor. I thought they were the two best looking cans. They also had Ahsoka, and I can't remember else. There was quite a few characters. But Darth Maul, I got him, and I actually emptied out I put a hole in the bottom of the can and emptied it out, and that way I can keep the top sealed.
Oh,
Because I just like the look of it with the top sealed,
sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I found if you save Coca-Cola cans with the Coca-Cola in it,
Yeah.
the Coca-Cola will eat through the can eventually.
Really?
Yes. Ask me how I found that out.
You had it happen.
Yep.
Oh,
Learned it the hard way.
gosh.
That's why now I'm going to drain them before I put them up for
Right.
display.
So with the mall trailer, was there any part of that you remember that it was like your favorite part?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just remember being, ooh,
Right.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It just looks so good, though.
Yeah. I tell you what, we'll yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So yeah. So everybody, for Star Wars Podcast Day, this is what we're going to do.
Well, we're going to talk mall because I don't know, when does it start? April 6th.
April 6th.
Yeah.
2-episode premiere. Guarantee
know,
both
maybe
of us are going to be like,
maybe
we
we'll
want
maybe we'll look at what is it? Shadowhunter, I think, is the comic that came out years ago. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Well, I'll find something a little more specific about mall that we'll take a look at, or maybe we'll just have a mall-centric episode and just discuss mall in general. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
We'll figure that over the next couple weeks, though.
I think we should. I think we should talk about kind of his history and stuff. Kind of it'll help me kind of get the timeline in place when things and how things are happening.
You see. Somebody asked me about that at work. They're like, where do you think this is falling in the timeline? And I said, well, the way that the trailer broke down for me, it kind of sounds like this is Maul getting ready to establish the
Crimson Dawn?
Crimson Dawn, or whatever the organization was that he was the head of at the end of Solo.
Yes.
And starts to bring what's her face into it.
Kira?
Yeah. Han's love interest in the movie.
Yeah.
That's where I think this is falling in the timeline, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. We'll have to do some more research and find out exactly, but that's where I think it hits.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Solo will happen within that time sphere itself.
I think it's got to be before Solo.
Agreed.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Find out what, April 6th?
We will find out April 6th, and then we'll have a lot of fun with it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, anything else on your that you have for your Geekdar? We have one other thing I think we want to talk about.
News?
Geeky news. I'm sorry, you were correct.
Let's see. How about Masters of the Universe?
Yes. Okay. Masters of the Universe.
You find it?
Got it.
You're faster than I am. I type slow. Okay. So this trailer dropped too. And yeah, I want to discuss this a little bit too. Anyone who saw the movie in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren. Now, Dolph Lundgren was a perfect cast for He-Man. I thought he was fantastic. He was a great, choice. However, the movie sucked. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. I hated that movie. It was, I wanted to love it because I was a fan of Masters. I mean, I'm not like a super fan of Masters of the Universe, but I enjoyed the series when I was younger. I didn't collect all the toys and stuff, but I did watch.
I watched it as a kid.
Yeah. I thought it was a fun show. I liked it. I liked He-Man. I liked Skeletor. I liked, Master of Arms?
Man at Arms. Man at Arms. And Idris Elba is playing Man at Arms. Let's see who's playing the characters. So
he looked pretty good in the trailer too.
Yeah. Nicholas Galitzine, I do not know him, is playing He-Man. Jared Leto is Skeletor.
Right. I've already heard some people go, I don't know if that's a great choice.
Right.
Yeah,
Camila Mendez is Tila. Allison Brie is Evelyn. Oh, Marina Baccarin is the Sorcery.
okay.
Kristen Wiig is Roboto. James Purfoy is King Randor. I like James Purfoy. He's been in some stuff I really enjoy.
Okay.
Charlotte Riley, Queen Marlena Glenn. So he'll do. James Purfoy will do well. He's a good actor.
So I heard that the trailer dropped, and I was like,
yes.
okay. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to be good or not.
Right.
And then
I was worried.
And I saw first of all, I saw some of the images, and I'm like, wow, this looks like He-Man,
Yeah.
I mean, not just the character He-Man, it looked like, where's he from? Astoria or something like that. The planet looked like his planet. And I'm like, this is cool, and then they show the main character, who's He-Man, and Adam. I don't know if they're going to refer to him as Prince Adam like he is in the cartoon or not.
Yeah.
But they show Adam, and they show Adam on Earth, and I went, crap.
Right.
Are we going to be on Earth again? Because that was half the problem with the original movie, was it all takes place on Earth. It's like, no, if you're having He-Man, let's have him on his own planet, not on Earth.
Yeah.
Although I had hope, because as you watch the trailer, you find out that he realizes he's not from Earth and that he wants to go back to his planet. And I'm like, okay, so if we got like the first 20 minutes of Adam being on Earth, I think I'm good with that. And then we spend the rest of it on his planet, I think I'll be fine. I think it'll be a good movie then. But overall, I think the look looks great. I think He-Man looks great. I think Skeletor looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And did you see Castle Grayskull?
Yes, Castle Grayskull looks good.
It looked cool. I was like, oh, yeah. So
yeah,
I got a feeling we'll probably be covering this movie after it comes out.
Yes, agreed. So I think it's fantastic. Now here's my point of view on this, that it looks like from the trailer, it took itself not too seriously, but was trying to do justice to care for the story, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. Yeah. I think He-Man you can't take real seriously, but you at least got to do it true to the cartoon.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think
and he did. When he got to the end of the trailer and he goes, I think they're gonna do it,
Nice. Well, I liked it when he goes into whatever that store or whatever, and there's the big statue, and he's holding it. The statue's holding the sword, and they only show it from, like the mid chest down, and it looks like it's He-Man, and he's trying to take the sword out of the statue's hands, and somebody's looking at him. Don't worry, it's mine.
Yeah.
And then when the camera comes up, you can see the head is different. It's not He-Man, it's something else. But he even had that cross thing that he wears on his chest
thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The statue even had that, which I thought was cool. And that was pretty funny when he said, "Oh, don't worry, it's really mine."
I know, right?
So that tells me it is going to have some humor to it. I do have some questions. Are we getting Zorko? And is he going to look like Zorko?
Oh.
Because Zorko in the original film didn't look like...
It was just a hat.
It was stupid. It was dumb.
Yeah.
And are we going to get characters like Manny Faces? How are they going to do him? Stuff like that. That'll be interesting. Because He-Man had some weird characters. It really did. It did. So... yeah. I will be interested to see how those translate to a more realistic, live action film.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I think
All right.
the original film, they tried to play it safe and they didn't do, too many.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's our geeky news for the week that we thought was pretty cool. And so we'll go ahead and let's go into our geekdar, shall we?
Go with the radar, sir. What's wrong with it? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. It's not all is lost.
God, I hope Spaceballs 2 is good.
Right? The search for more money.
Oh, God willing, we get to all get together in Spaceballs 2. The search for more money. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Gosh. Real quick, Brian Ramsey. Hello, boys.
Brian.
And
we need to have Brian on to do some comic book talking sometime.
We probably should, right?
Yeah,
that's right. And hopefully Brian's still here because Brian is part of my geekdar. So anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping, I was hoping to have a book to show you for geekdar today, because I did order book 1. I talked last week about my fiasco with ordering the books from Amazon.
Yeah.
For the Lone Wolf series, the Kai portion, the first 5 books.
The first 5 books.
And then I accidentally got the second, the Master Kai series.
Right. Magna Kai. Yeah.
Magna Kai, sorry. So to try and get the actual book, I actually went to Barnes & Noble after we got done recording last week. Went down to the store because we have our Barnes & Noble membership. I can get free shipping and everything. Asked if they could order it for me. They said, sure. We got, what is it called? Flight. What was the first book titled?
Flight from the Dark.
Flight from the Dark by Joe Dever. I'm like, perfect. Yes, please order that for me. So they ordered it. And yesterday, my daughter gets home from work before I do, and I had texted her to put our Ring doorbell back up because I had taken it down to charge it. And when I did, she goes, Dad, your book's here. I was like, sweet, awesome. So I was really excited the afternoon, just wanting to get done with work so I could get home and look at it. And I get home, I tear it open, and it's the junior edition.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I actually heard that wah wah go off in my head. I was like, oh man, they ordered the wrong freaking book. So we're anticipating a snowstorm here, by the way, starting today. And it is freaking cold. So last night we did some running because we're not planning on leaving the house for the next 2 days.
Right.
But I was like, we have to go to Barnes & Noble. I want to return this. I want to get the correct book ordered.
Yeah.
I did just that. I went back. I explained what happened. And the lady's like, oh, okay, no problem. She's like, sorry about that. I said, well, it's not your fault. You're not the one who ordered it. Right. And she's like, let me look this up. Do you know what the cover looks like? I said, let me find a picture. And I found it. And I was like, here, this is what it looks like. She says, okay, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I said, perfect. I go, I want that version, please. And I says, and while you're at it, go ahead and order version 2.
Or book 2.
Book 2, I meant. And she has my sense of humor too, because she looked at me and she says, sure, well, done, junior editions ordered. And I went, And she goes, no, I'm just kidding. She says, I guarantee you will not get the junior editions this time. This is awesome. Thank you very much. So, but I thought it was funny because she did have a sense of humor, kind of like me, because I probably would have done that too. So,
yeah,
I get it. I totally get it. And then the only other thing I have for Geekdar is Brendan and I finished watching season 2 of Silo last night. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
So you've already gone through season 1 and season 2 now.
Yep. Now we're just waiting on season 3. I'm hoping that comes out this summer.
I think it does. Yeah. So
If you have not watched Silo, I recommend it. It's an intense show. It's sort of like what's the video game show we covered?
Fallout.
Yeah, it has some similarities to Fallout, but it doesn't have the humor of Fallout.
Oh, gotcha.
It's quite serious. It's a very serious show. It's very drama centric,
Okay.
which I like. I'm into that. If the drama's good, I'm into it, and the drama has been very good in this.
Yeah.
But they kind of threw you for a twist at the end of this, and I went, "Wait a minute, am I watching a different show? What the heck happened here?"
Yeah.
But I get it. I get what's going on. I don't really want to say too much because it's kind of spoiler-ishy.
Sure.
If I do, but yeah, it was an interesting ending. And I liked it. I did like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
That's cool. That's I will add that to my list, my big list. Real quick, nobody full 117 says, "Sorry, I'm late." No worries, dude.
No problem.
Says 3 inches of snow in Oklahoma where I live.
No, wow. Well, ours is supposedly coming. So
well, Brenda just said the ground is already covered here. We're definitely getting some snow. Stevie should not have shared this with us.
Well, I think they're talking like 4 inches today and like another 6 inches tomorrow, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just not expecting to leave the house this weekend.
Right. I hear you. Well, for mine, I was on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook, and lo and behold, Brian Ramsey, our friend from Three Geeky Dads, had posted something that he had gotten. Was it for Christmas or his birthday? I can't remember, but it's called a Govee, Govee.
Oh yeah, I saw your post on this.
Yeah, and so because of that, I saw what he did, and it's lights behind your screen or behind your TV screen. And so he shared online with it. Now he had the sound and stuff with it, and he was showing Into the Spider-Verse, which is a great choice to show. So I decided I was going to go do it. And so I went to my local Best Buy and found it, just a nice basic set. Originally, when I looked at Amazon, it was like, the pricing was crazy. And I'm like, I don't know if I can afford that. But when I went to Best Buy, they had just a basic set, and it wasn't too bad. So, but I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see the whites, if you're audio, sorry, there's one behind the screen. It's LEDs that you put on the back side of your TV. And then there's a camera at the top. There's a camera that comes with it. You put it at the top. And what the camera does is it looks at your TV, sees what colors are on the TV, and then puts it behind. So the lights are kind of an extension of what's happening on the screen.
That's pretty cool.
And so what I did was I was watching Justice League with it. And so this was the scene where you see Batman talking to Gordon, and you can kind of see the lights behind.
Wow.
And then here comes, it's going to show Batman, because I love Batman. And then the lightning here.
That's pretty cool.
And then it's
wow.
So it's pretty fun. I didn't have the audio on just because the thing for it and stuff like that, but it's fun. So I watched all of Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, excuse me. But it took me several days to get through it all.
Well, yeah, that's like a 4-hour movie when you watch the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I watched an hour per day, kind of a thing, or when I had time, kind of a thing. But
that's what I've done when I watch that too. It's the best way to, and it's nice because it's divided up in chapters too, so you can just stop it right at the end of a chapter. And
right,
I like the way they did that. That was smart.
Yeah, Nobody Fool says that's cool. Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool. It took a little time to put up. It took me probably about an hour to do it. But it comes with the lights, but you've got 3M strips behind it, so you just peel it off and you just put it right on your TV and stuff. And so it's supposed to come off pretty easy, kind of thing. But yeah, but you got to get the right size for your TV. So I had to measure my TV before I went and got it to make sure I got the right size. So anyway. So yeah, that's kind of the deal.
I got a dog barking at me.
Because you didn't take her outside.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's freaking cold, man.
I know, it's too cold. She
What do
doesn't
you expect?
understand. That's all right. That's all right. All right, we ready for the main event?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, here we. It's time for the main event. All right, everybody, we are talking absolute Flash.
Nice.
And all. So last week we talked about Absolute Batman and thoroughly enjoyed it. Mike was like, hey, let's do Absolute Flash, because I know Mike is a huge Flash fan. So I said, yeah, let's do that. And so we've read how many comics, how many of the series 1 through what did you read?
1 through 6.
I went through 1 through 10. I couldn't stop.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, that already tells me how you liked it.
Well, part of it is I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I did like it. I wanted more of the story, because the story for me, and this is what we're going to talk about, everybody, is it was a little confusing for me to kind of keep up with it, because I'm like, wait a minute, what's it doing? Or what's going on here? And then I'm like, okay, let me look at the next one. It's intriguing. It's good. Even though I was confused by the story, it wasn't bad confusion. It was, I wanted to know more to see what was happening and going on.
Awesome. Well, awesome.
And,
the Absolute Batman, or the Absolute Flash, is different from the Absolute Batman. I mean, story-wise, it's different. Story telling, it's different. In the aspect that this is much more of a sci-fi, almost horrific.
Yeah. Yes.
Book. Even though you're talking about a teenage kid.
That's a new word. Horrific. I love that. I love that.
I'm trying to make up words like your character Ethan in your book, which, by the way, I'm chapter 4 of. So
nice.
Diving into your book. So
nice.
Jeff and Zig, I'll get back to yours. I promise. Anyway, yeah. So it's different in that aspect, you know. Absolute Batman, in some ways, the storytelling is very much the traditional, you know, way of telling Batman stories. It's just they kind of turned the whole Batman universe on its head. The Absolute Flash universe.
Would you say it's gritty on the Batman side?
Oh,
same kind of dark, gritty. Okay,
definitely. It's more gritty than the main continuity Batman. Okay. I wouldn't say it's more gritty than like The Dark Knight Returns. I'd say it's on par with Dark Knight Returns as far as that goes.
Okay. I like that insight.
Absolute Flash, even though, you know, like the Barry Allen Flash and the Wally West Flash later on are very scientific based books. You know, they have the science sci-fi element to them. I think this adds a little more horror to it.
Okay.
Just because it feels a little eerie, you know. I mean, not horror in like, you know, Michael Myers coming to kill you type horror, just this eerie feel about it. So it's different in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the way it presents the story is sci-fi in nature. You've got Barry Allen, who's part of this project, this you find in the story, it is a project he is working on with someone. I won't say the name just yet. And then it becomes a military project in order to keep it going. And so you've got, of course, it brings out that trope. It takes it, I mean, it treats it well, which, well, it's military. It's going to be weaponized, whatever we're doing, kind of a thing. But they're like, it's a small price to pay for the beauty of science. So you are right about the sci-fi stuff. It's just what happens with the sci-fi part of it ends up being a little bit more horrific.
Yeah,
I love your word. I like that. We should make that one another drinking game. How many times can we say horrific?
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
However, we do find it does appear later on in the book, I think in book 3, issue 3, we find out that some of these experiments go way back to possibly Jay Garrick, which makes me happy because we get all 3 flashes in this.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not be flashes,
but it's like they're setting up for all these different flashes.
Right.
And even, dare I say, some other flashes.
Yes.
So let me keep that. I'm going to keep that. Sorry, everybody. I almost went spoiler. We're not spoilerific territory just yet. Sorry. But the premise is, I mean, you've got Wally West. We got Barry Allen in here. And it's really Wally West Flash.
Yes.
Is
Wally
absolute
West he is the absolute Flash. But we see a glimpse of Barry possibly as the absolute Flash. And there's a hint that Jay Garrick may have been the first, possibly.
Yeah.
So we have that same timeline still, the Flash evolution. Let's
Okay.
We see the very similar Flash evolution kind of hinted at in this storyline as we got in the original Flash comic books.
Okay. Yeah. So there's other hints, everybody, we're going to talk about here in a little bit once we get to spoilerific territory. So real quick, Mike, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your score? What would you give it, and out of what?
Let's see. What are we using for our scale on this one?
I know, that's a good idea.
Let's just use flash lightning bolts.
Flash lightning bolts. Okay.
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10 flash lightning bolts.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the story. Some people might say it's stripping Wally of everything, which it does. Wally does not have the support in this book that our normal Wally West does. He doesn't have his family backing him. He doesn't have the Teen Titans backing him yet. I mean, there's always a possibility that we're going to get an absolute Teen Titans. I mean, I think they've already set up the Absolute Justice League. So if they set up the Absolute Justice League, I'm sure we will get the Absolute Teen Titans eventually. He doesn't have that support around him that Wally of the main continuity has. And I think that just kind of makes it a little more dangerous for this version of Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I like where they're going with it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way with the Absolute Batman too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all.
Yeah. He doesn't have that safety net of the billionaire aspect.
Yeah.
That Bruce Wayne in the main continuity has. He has to figure things out a lot more himself rather than relying on money. Wally West is similar to that in the aspect that, Wally West doesn't have money, but he's a 15-year-old kid who's basically on the run. Pardon
the pun. That's a good one.
And he doesn't have the support group behind him, so he has to think a lot more on his own and not rely on those other characters to help him out. So, and I think they're kind of sort of starting to develop the support behind him. We see Linda is introduced in this, which that's Wally's, wife in the main continuity. And
right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's a tidbit.
Yep. You know how Iris is Barry's lightning rod?
Mhm.
That's what Linda is to Wally.
Oh, okay.
Similar,
Okay.
very similar aspect. Each Flash has his love interest that's pretty much keeps them grounded. That's something
Pardon the pun again.
that's something that's run congruently through the Flash series, and I think they're starting to set that up.
Okay.
And then of course he's got a very unusual ally. That's the word I was looking for in this one, that normally is one of his biggest enemies, which I thought was kind of interesting. Nice little twist.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So if you haven't figured it out yet, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this.
There is. There's about to be. We're trying to be really good. So, I out of Flash Lightning Bolts, I also give it a 9 out of 10 because while I was confused with the story to a certain degree, because I'm not as big of a Flash fan, or I don't follow Flash as much as you do. I will say that I was intrigued by the story, and I wanted to keep reading to fill in the pieces, because it's not like you get everything. For me, not that I'm not a Flash fan, but I'm just not in that world enough to know all the nuances. So that's why I told you before the show, I got all kinds of questions for you, Mike.
Well, and I'm in and out of the Flash world. As a kid, I was fascinated with the Flash, the Barry Allen Flash, loved him. And then I absolutely loved Wally West because, he was the kid version of Barry, and of the Flash. And then when they killed Barry in Crisis Infinite Earth, spoiler alert, when they killed him, I was kind of crushed. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they killed the Scarlet Speedster. How do you why would you do that?"
Yeah.
And then Wally steps up and takes over the Flash mantle, and Wally got his own book. I followed the Wally West Flash book for, I think, the first 3 years of the series. And that's when I really, really got into it. And then, of course, I was a fan of Wally because of the Teen Titans. So I bounce it back and forth between who's my favorite, Wally or Barry. and there's aspects of both Flashes that I love, so it's hard for me to choose a favorite out of the two. Because Wally comes from Teen Titans, and I absolutely love the Teen Titans. That's my favorite superhero group. I like them better than Justice League.
Okay.
But Barry Allen to me was the Flash. That was my original Flash, So I have a love for him. So I'm just glad to see all of them are getting represented in this book. They may not all be the Flash, or maybe they are. We don't know. But I like it. I like where they're going with it.
Okay, well, I think that means we need to get in some spoilerific territory now that you got our
I agree.
stuff. So in order to truly talk about this, everybody, we are going to move into spoilerific, horrific territory. And so I'm looking forward to talking through some spoilers and stuff. So big picture, everybody, is we've got a whole situation with Wally, where he's at, how he gets his how should you say, his powers or the ability, how his dad is involved, and who the main science person is. And so I just don't know where to begin on spoilerific stuff.
I figured we could start with characters.
Okay.
Because we did a character rundown in Absolute Batman, so I figured let's do a character rundown in Absolute Flash. So first we have the villain hierarchy. The Okay, I just as a yeah, just to keep me centered, I use Gemini to help me do my notes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
And Gemini puts the real big bad as Colonel Rudy West. Now, I question this, and we'll get into that more because
Okay.
Rudy West is Wally West's father, which, like I said, doing the notes for this, I learned some things about Wally West's father that I didn't know in the main continuity. In the main continuity, Wally West's father has been previously been tagged as a deadbeat dad and everything. And I didn't realize that because I always look at him from the Flashpoint aspect. And in Flashpoint, he's kind of looked at more as a mentor figure for Wally. Because in Flashpoint, he's framed for his wife's murder and everything. If you haven't watched Flashpoint, go back and watch that or read it. It's a fantastic story. It's my all time favorite.
Are you talking about Wally West or Barry Allen?
It's Wally West. Flashpoint is Wally West.
How interesting.
We may have to revisit Flashpoint. I know we talked about it. We did.
I'm sure we did. Just I get them confused. I get them confused openly. So
okay,
but that's okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Flashpoint is Wally West, and his you're getting confused because they did a similar thing in the movie or the TV series,
TV show. Yeah,
but that's Wally West's story actually.
Oh,
so they kind of retro.
That's you are correct. I'm thinking of the TV series, thinking it was Barry Allen. Okay,
that's what you're thinking.
Okay,
yeah, you're thinking Henry. But anyway, so but in here, Rudy West, Wally West's father, he's a colonel in the army, and he ends up hunting down Wally. So he appears to be the bad guy, but I'm not 100%
right, because there's this whole team of these special people that you find have been created. They've been given opportunities that have a connection with the colonel, and then he's telling them what to do. You don't figure that connection out till later, but he's telling the team what to do and to go after him at any cost to get Wally. I almost said Barry, to get Wally. And but Barry is
Wally
is
doing
his thing. Keep going.
I'm gonna get confused.
I know, right?
Okay.
Right?
All right. So Colonel Rudy West, Gemini titles him the Hunter. His role is visible antagonist. He is military authority chasing Wally. The nuance, he seems like a big bad initially, but as I said, he might just be a dog on a leash. He's following orders and protocols. He is a villain is he a villain or just a soldier too deep in the system? And
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Eleanor, and I won't give her last name just yet.
Right.
She is titled the Architect. Her role is the true mastermind. This is who I think the real villain is. The shift while Rudy is shouting orders in the field, Eleanor is the one in the lab with the project files. She understands the tech, the history, and the true scope of what they are doing. Rudy treats this as we'll get back to that. The next would be absolute twist character comparisons. So first we have Wally West, the Flash, classic family man, confident, runs on hope. That's what the Wally West of the main continuity would be. On the absolute side, he's a lonely army brat, 15 years old, runs on panic. His speed is a glitch. Now some people might look at that as a turnoff, but I think it's more of he's learning who he is and he's learning his abilities. That's what this is all about. Things are going to change. Probably change very quickly, might add. This is the Flash.
Right.
The Rogues. Project Olympus. classic blue collar criminals, Captain Cold, Heat Wave, and they usually are, trying to rob banks and stuff. They're pretty simple rogues villains. They're not like Batman.
Right. That's in the main continuity.
Right. That's the main
Okay.
continuity.
Okay.
When I say classic, I mean main.
Okay.
Absolute Black in the Absolute universe, they're Black Ops soldiers, a government retrieval unit. They are professional and tactical. So there's quite a big difference between their styles between the universes. Here we go. This is the cool twist.
Okay.
Gorilla Grodd, who is one of my all-time favorite Flash villains.
Okay.
I would say most Flash villains, Grodd is the favorite.
Okay.
In the main continuity, he's a giant genocidal gorilla warlord, which is 100% true. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
In the Absolute universe, he is small, telepathic green monkey. He is the emotional anchor.
And I love him.
I do too. I do too. I love Gorilla Grodd of the main continuity because he's just this awesome bad guy. He's so fierce and so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gemini actually described him as Wally's emotional support dog.
That's
or
so
maybe
good.
emotional support
animal. Right. Yeah.
And I do want to know why he's green too. I mean, is he maybe a changeling?
Yeah.
Like Beast Boy, possibly?
Beast Boy. Yeah.
But he is telepathic, just like Gorilla Grodd of the main continuity.
Yes.
Grodd is also a telepath, and Wally and Grodd talk back and forth through their minds, which is pretty wild. So,
which is great. It's emotional support animal. How interesting! That is such a good. The role he's playing of what we see in this first series, in the first issues and stuff, is that. And I thought it was great because I got really concerned. There's certain instances that happen that it's like some either explosions or battles or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, they killed him off, or what happened to Grodd?
The Colonel sends Grodd after. He sends Grodd after Wally.
Mm-hmm.
Grodd is actually on a mission to retrieve Wally because the main group fails. They don't retrieve him, and so next he sends Gorilla. He sends Grodd out. But what he doesn't expect is Grodd connects with Wally because they both kind of become what they are at the same time. And Grodd realizes that and then has this emotional connection to Wally because of it. So that's why he's Wally's emotional support monkey.
Yes. I love it.
Okay. Next we have this is possible future ones that are hinted at, and maybe I should wait until I show that one screenshot maybe we should come back to that.
No, let's go and do it now. We'll do it. Let's do the lab tour. You're talking about the lab tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You want to bring it up on your screen or I'll pull the slide up if you want to get it on your screen showing.
There we go.
All right, everybody. So what we're doing is we're showing a panel, and this is.
Let me do one thing real quick. Let me pull that off.
Okay.
That way, I got a second.
Okay. And then what we're showing is a panel of where you see kind of the head person, Eleanor, who's walking. I can't remember who she's talking to now off the top of my head.
Oh, she's
the Colonel.
She's talking to the Colonel. She's taken to the Colonel through. This is another lab at I think the Colorado location. That she's taken the Colonel through, and this is a lab the Colonel has not seen. And there's little hints in this lab. There's little bitty signs. I'm
going to take the banner off here real quick so that way people can see a little bit more.
I'm covering one of them, but the one I'm covering, my picture's covering here on the lower left.
There you go. I've moved you a little bit.
Okay, there we go. It says Project XXXXX. And that's a big mystery. What the heck is that? And then on the floor, there's another one that says Project Resurrection. And then if you go to the other side of the hallway on the right-hand side, it says Project Wizard. And then the last one says Project Heatwave. Now, Project Heatwave, we get introduced into this in this story continuity because Heatwave does appear.
What about Wizard?
Wizard, I don't think he does.
The only reason I say that is because could he be the weather wizard?
Well, that's who I think he is.
Okay.
But he didn't come up at least in the story that I caught.
Oh, crud. Okay, that may be. Okay, okay, yeah.
Now, there is in the back of volume 1, there's some.
See, Roger says weather wizard. Weather wizard?
Well, I'm positive that's who it is.
He says something else, but I've been holding it because I've been waiting to.
Okay. In the back of volume 1, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not.
All right, give me just a second. I'm going to bring you larger on the screen. There we go, so everybody can see. Go for it.
There is a drawing of Weather Wizard.
Yes. Yes.
See that.
Yep. So, okay.
It kind of looks like sort of looks like Sailbloth from Star Wars.
Is that is that a volume set? So you got 1 through 6 in that one volume? Nice.
Yeah, that's the way I'm collecting the Absolute Universe. I'm just going to get the trade paperbacks. Instead of getting the monthly floppies.
Right.
That's the way I'm going to do it. But yes, I'm positive that's Weather Wizard, but it's just.
So the wizard.
What will
Wizard.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Project Heatwave, but we get introduced to Heatwave within the story.
If you were to be since you know the universe better than I do, and you're our resident Flash expert for the show.
Yeah. I would not say I'm a Flash expert, but okay. Between us, yes.
Okay. So, yes. So, if you had to guess who Project XXX is, and then the Project Resurrection, who do you think they could be if we're trying to port over something from the classic universe, as you said? Who could that parallel, or who could, by those names, who do you think they could be?
Okay, Resurrection, I'm wondering if they're going to try and resurrect Barry Allen. That's my question there. Other than that, I don't have a good question with that. And that could turn into something like Black Flash or something to that extent, which would be kind of cool. Although I don't want Barry to turn to Black Flash. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
As you read some of the extra comics coming up,
see, you got a little more insight than I did.
I do. There's a scene where, and this is where I think the last issue that's available ends.
Okay.
And it is, I don't want to give too much away. It's what I would presume he's in the Speed Force. Wally pops in the Speed Force because he's pulled in there by a creature that says there can only be one. But as he's in the Speed Force, Barry, it looks like Barry, like a Force ghost. Barry is there, and it says, and all you see on that last panel is "Welcome Home," and I'm like, what is going on? So
that's in issue 7.
No, that's it. That's the issue 10.
Oh,
I read every single one that was available on the app.
Wow.
So I think I want to say it was 10. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, it sounds like you liked it then.
I did like it. I was very intrigued at how they were doing it. And I like how they've done this story. You know, it's the same with Batman Absolute Batman is, hey, this is a different take, but it was a reverent different take.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like they're doing the same thing with Flash. Like, okay, let's give him something a little more, you know, where there's something there's this project that's happening, and then it's in this same project is affecting all these other characters, or the creation of all these other characters, and then how are they going to interact and what's going on? There's a lot of questions I have about what's happening and what's going on from the Flash, Speed Force, whatever other dimension or whatever is happening. I don't know. I don't understand. And that's why I kept reading, because I really did want to understand what's happening in this world.
Well, and I think it's good that you're asking questions. I think that's what this is designed for, is to ask questions and be like, hey, what happened to this? What
Yes. Yeah. Roger says, no Steven skips. You are absolutely correct, Roger. No,
especially if you read through 10
skips.
issues.
Yes. No Steven skips.
So, Project XXXXX, whatever.
However many X's there are. Yeah.
I don't think that's the Speed Force, because we are looking at like little, compartments and stuff. I don't think you can fit the Speed Force in there, but I don't know. Maybe Zoom.
Okay.
Maybe Zoom, Reverse Flash, possibly. I mean, we got to get a version of Reverse Flash in here, don't we?
Yeah. Well, you need to read the rest of those on the app. I'm just saying. So it's not really a Reverse Flash, because it doesn't. You don't know what's happening openly. I can't say it's Reverse Flash.
Well, and there've been a couple different versions of Reverse Flash, because Reverse Flash and Zoom are actually two different characters.
Yeah. Well, should we say who the last name? Everyone probably knows.
Yeah, I was gonna
Eleanor. Go for it.
That. So Eleanor, her last name is Thawne. So, which would be a reference to Eobard Thawne. Yep.
And yeah, Roger guessed it earlier.
Roger guessed it. Yeah.
Yes.
So, so we have Eleanor Thawne. So, yeah, I think maybe she's working on a Reverse Flash or something.
And she talked about was it her father or grandfather? I think she said grandfather.
Well, I think grandfather would fit.
Who was
Eobard? Or
yeah,
was it Eobard or or a version of his name? I don't know.
Right, they're twisting, because Garrett. When you say Garrett from the other one, the guy that we saw in the show was Garrick.
Well, yeah,
I always thought it was Garrick.
That is Garrick. Yeah, Jay Garrick is the Flash, is the original Flash.
The Flash, Jay
Garrick.
It is Garrick.
Jay
I always thought
Garrick.
it was Garrick. Okay.
No, it ends in a K.
Yes, CK, Garrick, and that's how they spelled it in the book too.
Right. Which tells me, and I'll get to that. I got a panel for that too. So, should I move to the next panel, or we want to?
Oh yeah. Here. Right. Let me bring it up. Go for it. Let's do it.
So the next panel I wanted to show, this is Barry Allen. So for those listening, this is a panel right out of Flash, Absolute Flash. I think it was number 3. I forget which issue. But we see Barry Allen being burnt up and looking like mummified and so on and so forth.
Yeah, he reminded me of, when I saw that, it made me want, you remember how I'm thinking of the Flash TV show now.
Okay.
It was like that Death Flash.
Well, that's the Black Flash.
Okay, Black Flash. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's the Black Flash. And yes, he's kind of like the Grim Reaper of the Flash universe.
Okay.
So, but this reminded me, and let me put the next panel up, of a panel from Crisis on Infinite Earths where Barry Allen died in the main continuity. So the two of them, I thought this was an homage to this.
Gotcha.
Which I thought was cool, because that major Flash history right there. Okay. And then we'll move on to the last one. So the last one gets into what we were discussing. We have 2 characters here. They seem to be having a discussion. One says, it's working. And the other says, it's going to blow. Turn it off, Thawne. So
yeah,
that tells me that's her grandfather. I think it's Eobard Thawne.
Yeah.
And then we go to the next panel.
When he says, Garrick, stop.
Right. Thawne is chasing the other character, and he says, Garrick, stop. So that tells me the other character, who is a military guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Jay Garrick, the original Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And Garrick says, no, it's over. I'm shutting it down. And then moving to the next one, it appears that Thawne pushes Garrick over the edge
Into
into
whatever we see. I'm sorry.
and then well, that's kind of what it says here.
You're right.
And it looks very similar to what happens to Wally earlier. And then we get this panel, which
just all looks like a mess of, we don't know what all's happening.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe this for our listening
but we see
audience.
Eobard Thawne looking.
Right, we see Eobard witnessing
we see the backside, yeah. And then
it looks like Garrick is coming at him as
you see this hand that looks like it's almost melting or electrified or something coming out, and the voice saying
Thawne. But he looks a lot like what happens to Wally.
Yes.
So that tells me Jay Garrick, I'm assuming this is Jay. It's got to be.
It's going to be the first Flash.
It's going to be the first absolute Flash. So they're sticking to, and then if we go back to the Barry Allen and we get the death of Barry Allen here, and Barry is in the absolute Flash costume.
Mm-hmm.
So we get all three Flashes in the absolute universe. Now, we may not have adventures with each of the Flashes in the absolute universe. Who knows? Maybe later on we'll see things like that. But we get all three of the Flash, which makes me happy. May not be the best way to get them, but makes me happy, though. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll go back to this one and leave that in the background.
I think just like Absolute Batman, it is a reverent retelling of a superhero character, a DC superhero character, in this case, Wally West Flash. And you've got a character that's really set up as, I don't want to say army brat per se, as much as I want to say an army officer kid who is trying to find his way, who doesn't really have a parent on a regular basis. And then when they do talk, they fight. I mean, you see the dad does care, which makes you go, is he really the bad guy or not? It causes you to question that. And then, and then later on, it's revealed Eleanor Thawne is the one it's her project from her grandfather. And then she brings Barry into it. And that comes into some of the you see it, there's a more story. They give good story to that of who he is, how smart he is. But then she comes and recruits him, tells him what they're doing, and he gets involved. So it's, so you don't know where Barry's at, but you realize that it's Eleanor who is trying to do whatever she can to fulfill her father's work.
Yeah, see, when they set this story up at the beginning of the arc, because, the 6 issues makes one story arc, and it's the Flash of Two Worlds. And when they call it the Flash of Two Worlds, I should have had this panel up too, but I didn't have it ready, because there's a point where Wally sees himself in two possible futures. He sees himself in a future as a hero, and he sees himself in a future as a villain, which kind of makes me think of Batman the Dark Knight. You either become a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Anyway, which I think is a great line.
It is a good line.
But so I think that's why they call it the Flash of Two Worlds, because Wally sees two possible futures for himself, which is kind of scary, because it's like, oh crap, well, does he turn into the good guy? Does he turn into the bad guy?
Yeah.
Shoot, I was going somewhere with this and I forgot where it's going. Dang it. Oh, I hate it when it happens.
Flash of Two Worlds. He could see himself.
Shoot.
Or wondering if he was the villain or if he was a monster, I think is how he says it in the book. If he's the monster and stuff. So, That's okay. So I tell you, I really thought they did a good job of creating a lot of questions that make you wonder, how is this going to play out?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know what I was thinking. Sorry.
That's all right. Go for it.
So they start this off, and the way they set it up, Wally's dad is Wally's dad is set up as kind of a jerk, you know. He's I won't say a deadbeat dad, but he's a dad who's not there. You know what I mean?
Right. Because of his work.
Right.
I mean, it's not like he doesn't want to be there, but he battles, I've got this job to do, but it takes a lot out. And yet at the same time, I have a son I want to take care of.
Right. So in a way, it feels like he's neglecting his son because he's not there for him enough. He seems to pay more attention to his job, his career as a colonel, and so on and so forth. So they kind of set that up. And then, of course, this accident happens with Wally West in Barry's lab, giving Wally these powers that he doesn't understand. And Wally immediately runs, because he doesn't know what to do. He feels responsible because Barry dies, and he thinks that he's the reason he dies, which I don't think that's the case whatsoever. And it's because of this that his father sends this team, which turns out to be all of Wally and Barry's rogues gallery, which
in the classic universe.
Barry has created in this universe. He's created each and every one of them. That's an interesting twist from the main continuity. So yeah, he sends them, and because of that, he appears to be the big bad in this. And I'm sitting here going, but is he? Because I mean, there's part of me that says he just wants to get his son back and figure out what the heck happened to him. I mean, is that the motive of a bad guy? But then you get introduced to Eleanor, and Eleanor's not wanting to bring him back because she wants to help him. Eleanor wants to study him, possibly make more of him, is my thinking. So I think Eleanor is the true, and the fact that her name is Thawne.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of gives it away.
Right. Let me, here's what I'll do. Yeah. Keep talking. I'm going to bring this up.
Okay.
This is major spoiler, everybody.
Okay.
Major spoiler. Let me get to it. Give me just a second.
So I really like this version of Wally West. I think it's interesting. It's different. That's not to say that, again, like I said about Batman, is the absolute Batman now my Batman? No, my Batman's in the main continuity. That is my Batman. I just look at this as a fun side project to the Batman, and I look at Wally the same way. My Wally West is the Wally West of the main continuity.
Okay.
This is more or less a side project of, okay, where can we take the character in a whole new direction and have some fun with it that's not, done in the main universe?
Yeah. Let me do this. I'm going to share. All right. I'm going to share 3 panels.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to get it here. I'm going to do it on the screen. All right. Here we go. This is the cover to issue 10. This is the latest episode that's available on the app.
That's a good cover too. I like
it's a great cover.
So for our listeners, it's a cover of Absolute Wally, and he's got the Flash costume on. It's a close-up of his face, and there's a lightning rod going down the center. And then the other side, I can't really make out what the other side is.
It almost looks like that Barry Allen that you showed that looks dead or kind of a thing now, or a Black Flash kind of face. But I don't know who that is or anything like that. I'm just going to say that. Let me see.
Oh, maybe that's the monster version of Wally West that Wally sees in his vision.
It could be. So I'm going to go to this other panel here real quick. So we're going to see there's a hand that's in this force, in this whatever is coming out, the lightning and the orange and the yellow that we see, and then we see a hand coming out, very similar to Jay Garrick's hand looking coming out of the other, very similar. And then as we walk through that, he's asking, "Is it Barry?" And then it's you, isn't it? And it says Wally West, and it's reaching out. And then all of a sudden the Rogues Gallery, well, not Rogues Gallery, I shouldn't say that, but there's the Weather Wizard, just so you know.
What do they call it? The project.
I don't remember, but you got Captain Cold, you got Weather Wizard, you got the two other characters that are there. And then you see, so it looks like Wally is reaching out, and they're holding hand, or reaching out to clasp hands, like, to pull one through the other. And you Wally and says, "It's me, Barry, I'm here." And then his dad, who is handcuffed at this time, just so you know, he found out what was really going on.
Okay.
He's like, "Wally, don't." And then it is, not Barry, Thawne.
Oh,
this could be Eobard
Thawne.
Yes.
Oh, so not even Jay Garrick then.
Not even Jay Garrick.
Oh, so that means after we see Thawne push Garrick into whatever that is, then Eobard must. I wonder if he jumped.
I think he probably did too. Yeah.
I
don't know yet, but so now I think that's who's on the cover. I was kind of holding that there for a second. So that could be the way you look at him. It could be the other. So then let me just wet everybody's whistle, and you see Eleanor go, "Grandfather?" And then you see him turn and go, "One," and then just where he says, "There can be only one." So I don't know what that means, but it's pretty wild. Looks like he's a electrified skeleton or something, or what if this is the Speed Force kind of a thing. And then only one. It looks like he throws them out or something. I'm not really for sure what's happening. And then he gets thrown out of that Speed Force area or whatever that is, and he's like, "No," but I don't know if you know where he's at. Things are exploding, and all of a sudden, wherever he's at, wherever this dimension or something is, there's Wally, and then he turns around, and lo and behold,
it's Barry Allen.
It's Barry Allen in a Force Ghost looking kind of a thing. And then there's this little fishy thing here that looks like it's talking too.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes.
So we got Speed Force Ghosts.
We do. We have Force Ghosts in Star Wars, and now in DC we have Speed Force Ghosts. Possibly. So anyway, I had to share that.
But does Barry say, "From what I told you was true from a certain point of view"?
Yeah. And if you look here in the background, looks like there's someone else there. So next is Flash World. So now we're going to find out more, I think, about what's going on and what's happening. So,
oh dang! Now I might have to read the issues on DC Infinite.
Yeah. I thought that would wet your whistle.
like I said, I'm collecting the trade paperbacks of these. I'm not buying the floppies of it, and I just decided that's going to be the way I do these instead. But which meant I will have to wait probably another
6 months.
6 months. I don't know. Maybe I will go ahead and read them on the DC Infinite app instead.
I couldn't stop. The only reason I stopped was because there was no more issues. But if there was 12 issues, I would have read 12 issues. I mean,
wow. You didn't even go beyond it in the Batman ones, did you?
No, I didn't. Oh,
dang. Wow.
Yeah. Like this Barry or this Wally, he couldn't stop. He just had to keep running. I just kept running.
Nice. Very nice.
At all.
Run, Steven, run.
Run, Steven, run.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. Once again, I gave you kudos for introducing me to, the Absolute Batman I want to do it, and now Absolute Flash.
Nice.
They're good. They're good. I've enjoyed them immensely.
So I've found a part of the multiverse you like.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Who knew in this 5 years that we've been doing this, the changes that we would make and viewpoints we would make. It's been a fun journey.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
We have cookies. Brenda says, Steven, fast forward.
Now, I have to say, this is an example of when the multiverse works, when it does good things.
Yeah.
And, actually, there is a nice, cool connection.
I mean, I guess it's like DC doing their Elseworlds, which I do like.
Well,
and they're being reverent to the material. They're not. I mean, it's good storytelling.
Last week when I showed Absolute Flash, or whenever I showed Absolute Flash as my Geektar, and I also showed the fact that this is it's a facsimile of the original Flash of Two Worlds issue, and it's Flash number. What number is this one? Number 123, Flash number 123 from like 1960 something. This was the first time that DC crossed over into the multiverse. This is the introduction to the multiverse right here.
Okay.
So the Flash has so many tie-ins into the multiverse. The Flash dying in Crisis kind of brought all of the Earths into one. So we had one main continuity then, and not several different versions at that point. And then, of course, we have the separating of them in different crises. There's been so many different crises.
Right.
But it's just so interesting how the Flash he's the fulcrum of the DC universe.
Nice. Yes.
That's exactly what he is. He's the fulcrum of the DC universe. And people like, some people, they don't think the Flash is all that important of a character. But honestly, he's a huge important character to the DC universe. Without the Flash, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we do today. So that's the reason I like the Flash so much, because he is a lot. He's much more powerfuler. Dang, how you like that one?
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one too.
Then a lot of people make him out to be. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I really like it. I really enjoyed it. So thank you. Thank you once again for introducing to something really.
I'm glad you liked it. I was really a little worried when I started reading these. I was like, oh man, I want Steven to read these. I don't know if he's going to, because it's multiverse, and I know how much he doesn't like the multiverse.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. This one, you're creating an Elseworld story, and it's good storytelling. This one was. I'll be open with you. I was in. I love the premise. I love the ideas. I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I was getting confused on what was happening, how they were telling the story. So that's why, like, I got to go to the next one. I got to go to the next one, because I wanted to know. It wasn't like I got confused and didn't want to know. It was I was confused, but I wanted to know. Okay, I want to hurry. Okay, give me more pieces of the puzzle. I don't have enough pieces of the puzzle to see the big picture.
Right. Well, and you got to remember, it is kind of a mystery that they're opening up as they go along. Like you said, they're giving you pieces of the puzzle, but they're slowly putting the pieces together and form the bigger picture. So
it looks like issue 11 is going to be a big deal. And that leads me to think that issue 12, so we've got 1 through 12, a full year's worth, is going to be something. So,
and I don't know when volume 2 will come out. Like you said, it'd probably be 6 months down the line. So maybe I'll read them, and then I'll buy the second volume. And
let's see.
I'll probably reread.
When does trade paperback of Ratchet? The trade paperback for volume 2 of Absolute Flash comes out when? June 23rd.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, yeah. like I said, about 6 months away. So, yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and read them I'll still buy volume 2. I'm not going to skip it, but
Right.
maybe I will go ahead and read them. I mean, I have
Read it. Read it. I just kidding.
I have the app, so why not utilize it, right?
That's right. Yes, very much so. Right.
Okay.
On.
Well,
All
I
right.
think that's Absolute Flash, the Flash of Two Worlds. And
it's not the
really
absolute end of our discussions, I think.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be more absolute discussions. I'm sure that'll happen.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Hopefully the train doesn't go off the tracks.
Yeah, right. That is true. That is true.
Because you never know. They could it could go off the tracks and right into a wall. Who knows?
Yep. Yep. Roger goes, absolutely fabulous.
Nice. I like it. Very nice.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here today on our episode of Two Geeks and a Microphone. Sorry we had a quirky start at the beginning, but we got through it. Had a great discussion about all that's going on and what we're doing. Here, real quick. Let's do this. Jacob is in the house. Jacob, good to see you. And all. Our mafia specialists. We need to get him back on the show too. Good morning, my fellow geeks. Good morning, Jacob. Does Steven skip comic book pages or only move scenes? I must know. Don't lie to me. I'll know. I don't skip scenes because how I watch it or how I view it is I don't have the physical book. I'm doing the DC Infinite app. And so I do it where it's panel by panel. So I don't look at it page by page. I do it so when I click the button, it takes me to the next panel. I really like that, actually. I like that framework, how it does that. And so I don't skip scenes and stuff. And openly, as we shared earlier, on Absolute Flash, I didn't skip anything. In fact, I kept going. And so farther beyond what we were just supposed to talk about 1 through 6, but I couldn't help myself. I had to keep going and talking.
The other thing that's really nice about the DC Infinite app, like I was showing those panels I was showing, that's directly from the DC Infinite app, actually, from the website. And as you could see, that takes up almost a full screen. And that's one panel, just one panel. It's not a page; it's a panel. So you can view it. You can view it as a full page, like a comic book, or you can do the panel by panel. But what's nice is for us old guys, we're getting hard at being able to see things. It makes it really nice to read that small, tiny little text that they get in the freaking comic books.
Exactly. That's awesome.
And trust me, sometimes it's getting, as I get older, it's getting harder and harder to read that little bitty freaking text.
It is. It is, by golly.
Man, it sucks getting old. Makes my comic book reading hard.
Right? Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, please check out our website at www.twogeeksmic.com. That's the number 2, GEEKSMIC.com. There you will find all things Two Geeks. You can find our links to our Ko-fi page, our merch page, our Podbean page, and also what's coming up. So the things that are coming up. If it looks a little like we're almost caught up, I think we're almost caught up in all the stuff that we said we were going to be doing. So we'll get that updated this week. I try to stay on top of that on the website. That's my role. And then if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us at show@twogeeksmic.com. SHOW at the number 2 GEEKSMIC.com. Also, as I mentioned earlier, if you just want to go directly to our geek merch, twogeeksmicmerch.com, and then also to our Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/2geeks. And then, I almost said we're going back into spoilerific territory. I meant to cut that out. So anyway, Mike, it's your turn now.
All right. So now that Steven's made it through his spiel, let's see if I can make it through mine. All right. If you made it this far, please make sure and go and like and subscribe and follow us on all the socials. We are active on Facebook and Instagram, both. Try to make sure I make relevant geeky posts over there. I think I've upped my game this month. I got quite a few of them. In fact, the other morning, every morning I asked Gemini to give me my daily briefing, and she gives me the weather, and she'll give me my Bible verse for the day, and
Nice.
and then she gives me a Star Wars this day in Star Wars history.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, those will pop up on there, and I'll go, "Oh, wait a minute, that's a really good one. I need to turn that into a geeky post." So earlier this week, there was one about Chewbacca. This week was the anniversary of Vector Prime. For those of you who don't know, Vector Prime was written by Salvatore. How do I say his name, Stephen?
Oh gosh. Here, I gotta look it up in order to pronounce it right.
Anyway, yeah, while Stephen's looking that up, he is well hated within the Star Wars community. He is well hated for killing off Chewbacca. and this was the anniversary of that. So, and then I found out that Marvel actually did a 4-part series honoring Chewbacca after that happened, which I didn't know.
R.A. Salvatore.
Yeah, there we go.
Vector Prime.
So anyway, that came up and I was like, oh, that's a great geeky post. So I turned it into a post. So go check out our Facebook page. You'll get more posts like that. I've been trying to stay very up on those things. Each month I find different stuff. So that's where you'll get that cool information at Facebook and Instagram. And make sure and go and like us on all of the video options, which would also be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. And we are live this morning on Rumble because I remembered to set up the freaking link. Sometimes I forget it, and today I didn't. Rumble won't let me set it up in a week in advance. Anyway, and we've been getting some new subscribers on YouTube. I noticed that this week.
Yay!
More up there, and we thank you if you're new to us and watching us now. And if you're new and you like what you see, please make sure and share it with a friend and get them to subscribe also, because all those subscribers help us. And anytime you give us a like, a thumbs up on any one of those platforms, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Rumble. I'm not sure how it works on Twitch. That helps in the algorithms of the of their multiverses, and helps get us on other geeky eyeballs. So we would really appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. Yes, and we go live every Saturday morning. I messed that up, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math on the rest because I don't like math.
Real quick on that though, I want to encourage everybody. If you made it this far, we love it when people interact on the show.
Yes.
So please come in, please go in there and just put in comments, questions, and stuff on the topics or whatever we're discussing. We love bringing those up because we've really enjoyed that. We've met some people all over the world, and we're having a blast. So it's great.
That's become a major part of our show too.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that sets us aside from a lot of other shows is, we interact with you guys live on the air, and a lot of them don't do that. So that's just another plus. But anyway,
okay.
All right. Anything else? Last words, funny anecdotes?
Nope.
All right. With that said, please do not skip this episode because we are much more better than the rest. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the force be with you.